Blessings and welcome. I feel almost like whispering right now because it feels that we are in a very, very sacred place right now. I don't know if you can feel it. I feel it really strong. It is said in the world of time, in the world, that today, July 27th of 2018, at 1:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that we have entered a total lunar eclipse period whereby the Earth is stationed between the sun and the moon. It is said that this is the first time in 100 years that this lunar eclipse has happened, and that this eclipse is really, really special because of how long the Earth will be stationed in between the sun and the moon. An hour to an hour and a half, right around there is what the trajectory is. It just started at 1:20 here in California, wherever you are in the world. And we're sitting now in the pocket of this eclipse widening and becoming what it is. And as it does, our energies, our bodies, our minds are prepared to awaken. Prepared to awaken to the next order of self. It is said during these eclipse periods that the veils between the worlds becomes thinner, and how it might take us usually a little more force or a little more intention or desire to move the mountains within. At this time, during this eclipse period, it is especially easy to activate codes of awakening and awareness within you without pushing, without needing and wanting. Just asking from a place of knowing of what is truly yours, what is true to you in your heart, and calling it forth. Using this place, this space between the worlds where the veils are lifted over this next 90-minute period to tap into that direct network antenna that is, that are the DNA. All of the junk DNA have the possibility and the invitation to awaken at this time. And this is what happens along our healing path with our healing work. As we heal and mend all that was hurt, painful, and broken from the past, eventually begins to disappear. The memory of it begins to disappear. The feeling of it begins to disappear. And we are left neutral in a space of zero. And as that which is ready to leave does lift off and leave, through our healing, that which is our truth that has always been present is given the correct conditions in the space to become alive. Imagine there's parts inside of you that are ready to awaken now, that are ready to have permission for your conscious intent this afternoon during this meditation by simply becoming aware of them and allowing them to be, allowing you to be the fullest, truest version of yourself at this time. So the junk DNA, those DNAs that would be asleep are actually quite valuable. For when we have healed those past worries and traumas, places and spaces and versions of ourselves that have been here in this world, as we heal those, the true self is allowed to shine. And in this period of this eclipse, true self can sit still and call out through this thinning of the veil and acknowledging the self, creating sacred space, the altar of our awareness for the higher self, for the light body self, to come, to meet us, to touch us, to connect with us through the breath, through our gentle meditation this evening, feeling that at one-ment, that connection with Source and with your truth deep within, and a strengthening that occurs that allows you to walk your path with great ease and clarity. In this meditation, we're going to allow the sleeping DNA, the junk DNA, that we simply weren't ready to inhabit yet, that we simply weren't mind, body, spirit aligned in such a way as to be able to play here, but we're ready now. And according to the timelines, we pop into time and use it consciously. This year, this month, this date, this time of day. We pop in, use it for the highest good, and don't leave a trace on our way out. So we're going to go within. We'll take a moment to get comfortable in our seat. Closing the eyes, lengthening up through the spine, feeling yourself. Coming into a divine alignment with the crown of the head over the base of the spine. Take a deeper inhale through the nose and a fuller exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose. Full exhale through the mouth. And one more deep breath in through the nose. Full exhale through the mouth. Now dropping into that sacred space of center. Feel anchoring a connection with planet Earth. Connecting through the heart. Bringing the awareness up to the center of the chest. Heart chakra. From a place of the heart, calling in the angels, calling in your ascended masters, your guides, guardians, all the beings of light who love us. Calling you in, our totems and animal spirit guides. We welcome you. Welcome you. Feeling yourself connected and surrounded all those light beings that are here to serve you now. Moving the awareness up to the top of the head, the crown. And breathing in through the top of your head. Move a breath down to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, move the breath back up and out through the crown of the head. Feel yourself connected now to planet Earth, also the infinite source above. Relaxing here in this center. Relaxing here in this center. Bringing your awareness into this moment. Feeling the eye of each chakra gently awakening. Front and back, side to side, above and below. Feel as those eyes open, spotlight, and each chakra turns on. Connects what is above with what is below, what is ahead with what is behind, what resides on each side. Feel yourself stationed here in the center. Shrink yourself down. Imagine shrinking a version of yourself down. So small, you fit yourself in the center of your heart. Do that now. And once you achieve that space of being shrunken down in the center of your heart, imagine there's a little spaceship in your heart inviting you inside. You open the door of the spaceship and you step inside. As you close the door of the spaceship behind you, shrink down even smaller. You begin to flow with the blood cells through the body, through the veins, the capillaries. As you flow, bounce and bubble off of the cells, through the blood as blood, through the plasma as plasma, you feel yourself shrinking even smaller and smaller. You're at once inside the spaceship, inside of one of the cells in your body. You see only light in this cell. Shrink down even more, even more. For you, see lights snapping, shining, and blinking on and blinking off. Take a moment to observe these lights, this tiny, tiny state of being. Noticing these flashing lights. As you come closer and closer still, you begin to realize that these flashing, quickening lights, shuddering on and off, are representing the conversation that's happening between your DNA. You notice this shuddering, this flickering on and off of light is the DNA within you that have been asleep for a long, long time. This timeline, world, humanity. You actually see the light. Your DNA have been sleeping, you have been hibernating. You begin to see them flicker and awaken. And as they awaken, they begin to talk to other DNA around themselves, and those DNA awaken and talk to other DNA, and so on, and so on, and so on, lighting up every part required for a full strand of DNA to awaken within you. And another full strand, and another, and another. As you watch this, notice if you see any colors between the DNA or within the DNA. Notice how they look to you, just observing. As you observe this DNA awakening, you feel it within your body. This stirring, this gentle lifting, quickening. You welcome it and you breathe in and you breathe out. And you breathe in and you breathe out. Feel this activation within your body. Subatomic levels. Deep, small, tiny levels of your being. This awakening happening during this total lunar eclipse, July 27th, 2018. This sacred space that the veils between the worlds, between the quantum versions of you is thin. Where those versions of you that are ready and ripe to connect may do so with greatest ease, with greatest flow, with perfect alignment for the highest good of all. Feel yourself witnessing this fireworks show, this amazing illumination of you from the inside out, observing these DNA particles becoming activated, awakened, alivened. As you witness this gentle thunderstorm, this gentle lightning storm within you, so that you can bring your awareness back into yourself, into your center, to the crystalline tube that runs along the spine, that houses the chakras, houses the spine. And at once connect with your higher self by simply having the intention to do so. Feel yourself consciously connected to your higher self now. Tell your higher self what you're ready to awaken within you. And do this aloud or silently within now. What are you ready to awaken within you? Tell your higher self now what you're ready to change, or how you are ready to change. And now describe to your higher self the fully plugged in, 100% turned on version of you that you know you are. Imagine painting a description of what that looks and feels like. Tell your higher self now. Don't leave anything out. Feel your DNA awaken. Do your thoughts, your inner voice. As you speak, as you share these ideas, these concepts of yourself, feel your DNA hearing you, just as your higher self is listening. And allow yourself to keep expanding and expressing more and more and more your truth, what it means to you to be fully turned on, lit up, and activated in your life now. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it mean to you? Keep talking to your DNA. Keep talking to your higher self, either aloud or through your thoughts telepathically, silently within. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Calling out to Source, consciously connecting to whatever that Source is for you, whether it be God, the word God, the idea of God, love, the universe, Source, whatever it is, Buddha. Feel yourself connecting to that Source now, calling on that almighty power. We pray to you now, to this dear Source. We ask for the highest good, that these prayers, these wishes, these impressions that we've shared with our higher self, that these become activated, illumined, animated, given life to us and through us, and for the highest good of all. We are ready to ascend. We are ready to turn on, to awaken to the next degree. We are ready to bridge those truths within our hearts, those parts of ourselves that we know we are. We ask you, Divine Source, Divine God, Divine Law, dear Buddha, the Christ. We call in our angels, our guides, our animal totems. Thank you. We thank you for your service and assistance. Help us at this time frame, while the veils are thin, the veils are lifted. We ask your support, that you hold space for this shift within our DNA as we awaken in alignment and attunement, those higher parts of ourselves with the full story of ourselves awakened on this earth plane. All these dreams and visions we have, we ask they be given a voice, they be given a body through us, they be given eyes through us. May our dreams, our visions, the truths in us be given motion and movement through us. Be given support, nurturance, honor, integral respect. May we surrender and honor ourselves fully and completely. And so it is, we do honor, we do surrender our hearts, the true calling of our higher self, Source as one through the higher self to this 3D version of us, the name, the personality. We bless our healing, we bless our paths, our family, our friends, all those divine light beings who work with us, who love us. And we now acknowledge that there's space, a sacred space being calibrated and activated through our DNA. Our DNA are now awakening to our own words, to our own dream, vision, and our ability to speak it into activation, to think it, to feel it into realization, allowing ourselves and our energy to grow. Very gently align and welcome these new frequencies of self. We welcome. Now, in your little spaceship, imagine taking a picture of what these DNAs activating look like. Put it on your phone, then put your phone back in your pocket and imagine moving through the spaceship. You're back in the space of a cell. You pierce through the wall of the cell. You become larger and larger, about as large as a cell, as you travel through the blood, veins, capillaries. Start to grow larger and larger and larger, and then you find yourself in the space of your heart center. You open up the door of the little spaceship and you step out. Find yourself surrounded by white light in the center of your heart, and taking this information, this divine little journey with you in the heart, and feel this part of you that is small, that has been shrunken down in your heart, that has just come back from its DNA journey. Feel that version of you begin to expand and grow. As above, so below. That which is in front resides behind. That which is on one side is on the other, and what is within is without. All love, it is all light. It's all love, it's all light. I am all love, I am all light. Breathing in, breathing out. Thank you. Thank you. Our higher self. Angels. All the divine opportunities, divine appointments. We are now calibrated to meet, ready to align with. For it is the truth of you is now plugged in, turned on, and awakened. Next level DNA activation is calibrated within you now. Through all versions of you, through all time and space, that's all timelines, through all dimensions, for the highest good, for the highest good, for the highest good, for the highest good. So grateful to share this with you. So very grateful. And I see there's a comment and I don't even have my glasses. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it. That was so beautiful and gentle and powerful. I welcome you to use this next period of time to journal and keep expanding on your theme. Give the DNA the vocabulary, the direction, and the blueprint of the truth in your heart. Namaste with so much love. Blessings.